He was a skipper on the Calindo. Oh, that must have been 18 or 20 years ago.
That was my father.
What? No kidding. Say, I always knew the world was little, but not that little.
He didn't want me to go to sea. That's why I ran away.
Well, I'll be darned. That's funny. That sure is.
What's so funny about it?
Oh, nothing. I just remember I took your dad a radio message telling him you'd arrived. What do you know? Well, maybe you will get that third mate's license by the time you're 21. If you're anything like your dad, you will.
Hello, Mary. Sure, it's Tom. I'm phoning from a cigar store. Look, house for meeting me over in the park. The same bench. How long will it take? Okay, in 20 minutes. Have I got something to show you? A whole mess of things. Hurry. Goodbye. All right. Here's the first thing I've got to show you.
Thomas L. Patterson. Third mate, any gross tons, any ocean. I knew you'd get it.
Looks pretty good, doesn't it?
And now if you can only get that job.
Well, before we talk about that, I sent the telegram to Dad last night, like I told you. This morning, I got a night letter from him.
Did he say he'd forgiven you?
Sure. I think he was even a little proud. And you know what he wants me to do?
What?
Well, he said the line he used to work for had sold the Catherine. That was his ship. To a small outfit running a few ships in the South American trade. And he's taking it over. He says he's holding open the third mate's berth for me.
Oh, but Tom...
Sure, Mary. I know I was going to try and get on a coastwise vessel, but really, this is something I don't think I ought to pass up. I mean, I could take it for a year or two.
I've told you, Tom, I wouldn't marry you if you were going to be sailing all over the world.
But it's just for a short time. It won't be for long. And then I'll get a berth where I'll never be far from home.
Well, we'll postpone the wedding then, Tom.
Oh, Mary. Look, I can't very well turn this down. Dad wants me, I think. Really wants me.
You've changed since yesterday, haven't you?
How do you mean?
Well, you said that even if your father should forgive you, you didn't think you could ever forgive him for marrying again.
Yeah, I know I did, but... Well, I don't know. Maybe I've been wrong about that. I guess he was pretty lonely. And after all, it had been a long time since Mother died. But anyhow, Mary, that hasn't anything to do with this. I won't have to stay with him very long. And I would sort of like to take my first trip as a mate on his ship. Suppose then we do this. I'll go with him for one trip, and then come back and we'll go on and get married. How's that?
Well, we'll see, Tom. When does your father want you to sail?
Well, he asked me to wire him right away. They're sailing for Panama via Mazatlan and Manzanillo on the 16th.
Well, that's next week.
Yeah, I know. He wants me to be in San Francisco tomorrow.
I see. And you're going, I suppose?
Well, I'll go up and talk to him anyhow, and then I'll decide. Oh, Mary, try and see my side of it, please.
I'll try, Tom. But I don't think you're trying very hard to see my side.
Yes, sir, Tommy. This is the captain.
She's all right, Dad.
Oh, she's not so bad. Now, suppose we get on to my cabin. I want you to meet my wife.
Okay, Dad.
You know what the commissioner said out there on the dock?
No, what was that?
He said he took one look at you and said to himself, a regular chip off the old block.
Gosh, did he?
And you've filled out a lot, son. You sure have. And a third mate. That's going pretty fast. Here we are.
Who is it?
May we come in, dear?
Of course.
Well, here he is, Rita. This is the boy. Tom, this is my wife.
Hello, Tommy.
How do you do?
Well, don't you think you should kiss me?
Why, yes.
Your father's been on pins and needles waiting for you to get here.
Yes, I guess I have.
Did you decide to sign on with him?
You bet he did.
I told you he would, Dan. He was a little worried there for a while, Tom.
Well, I wasn't exactly sure myself when I got here. Well, I'd better go get my things, I think, Dad.
All right, my boy.
I'm glad to have met you. I suppose I'll see you again before we sail.
You'll see quite a lot of her, Tom. She's going with us.
Oh, I hadn't understood.
Well, aren't you glad?
Of course I am. Well, I'll see you later.
We'll expect your dinner. We're having it aboard.
All right, Dad. I'll be here.
What is it, Tom? What's the matter? You're sorry you came with us?
No, it isn't that, Dad.
It's Rita, isn't it?
Well, I don't know.
She's younger than you expected her to be.
Yes, she is.
Well, I guess I should have explained it all to you, but... No. I was getting pretty lonesome, Tom, and Well, she's a mighty fine girl, and she's made me mighty happy. Of course, she'll never have the same place in my heart that your mother had, Tom. I think you know that.
Yeah, Dad.
I want you to like Rita, Tom. Don't feel resentful toward her.
Well, it's all such a sort of a shock, Dad. It's all right, of course. You've got a right to do whatever you want to do, but she can't be over 25 years old.
Well, she's 26. Age doesn't seem to make such a big difference, Tom. Please, will you be friendly toward her?
Yeah, Dad. I'll try to be.
Thanks, boy.
Hello?
Hello.
What are you doing up here on the bridge?
Just visiting.
Where's Dad?
Oh, below somewhere. Talking to one of the passengers. I got tired of waiting for him. And it was such a beautiful night out.
Yes, it is. Isn't it?
What's the light off the port bow?
That's Point Montana.
Not very talkative tonight, are you?
Can't think of anything to say.
You might tell me you think my dress is nice.
It's very nice.
Why don't you ever use my name?
Well, I didn't know just what to call you.
Well, for heaven's sakes, don't call me Mother.
I hadn't intended to call you that.
Why shouldn't you call me Rita? I call you Tom.
All right. Rita?
I don't see why we shouldn't be awfully good friends, Tom. You like to dance?
Oh, fairly well.
So do I. Your dad isn't so awfully keen about it, or very good at it. When we get to San Pedro, what do you say we all go up to Los Angeles and take in some of the nightclubs? There's some marvelous places there.
Very well. We'll see.
You don't like me, do you, Tom?
What makes you say that? Of course I do.
I wish you wouldn't hate me.
I don't.
Oh, that's where you are, Rita.
Yes, Dan.
Oh, how's it going, son?
Very well, sir.
Good. Well, San Pedro by noon, I should say. Oh, by the way, Rita, I'm afraid I won't be able to run up to Los Angeles with you tomorrow.
Oh, but Dan,
I got a message from our agent. He wants me to go over some business with him tomorrow night. Maybe Tom would like to take you up.
Please, Tom.
How about it, son?
Just as you say, sir.
Well, don't go if you don't want to.
He wants to go, don't you, Tom?
Why, yes, I think it'd be very nice. I'll be glad to go.
Oh, it was a grand evening, Tom. Thanks for taking me, and you danced heavenly.
Really?
Honest.
Well, I'll say good night.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Haven't you forgotten something?
not that I know of.
Well, you have. In the future, my stepson, remember, please, to kiss your mother good night. Good night, Tom.
Good night.
Hello?
Oh, hello. This is no place for you, up here on the bridge. You'd better go below.
It's a pretty bad storm, isn't it?
Pretty bad, yeah.
Is there any danger?
Certainly not.
But there must be. I'd be frightened down below. Up here with you, I'm not.
Go below, will you? Leave me alone.
Tom.
You hurt me.
Well, I won't go below, and I'm not frightened. It's you who are afraid. You're afraid of me.
Will you get off this bridge?
Oh, Tom, don't be like that. I told you the truth. You're afraid of me. Don't
Shut up, you fool.
All right, I am a fool. Yes, an utter fool, and so are you. You think I'm in love with your father. You think I was ever in love with him? Oh, Tom, don't treat me like this. Be kind to me, please, Tom. Do I have to shout it at you that I love you?
Right this minute, I could kill you, Rita.
Oh, Tom, I do love you. I do.
Go below before I throw you there.
All right, Tom. All right.
Order in the court. Order in the court.
There's the problem I've brought here, Your Honor. Perhaps you'll say it's a simple problem. But anyhow, well, I want to know whether or not I should go to my father and tell him the sort of woman he married. Thank you.
Mr. Patterson, I'm going to answer your questions just as I expect you've answered it yourself. Go to your father. Tell him what you've told here. That is all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We are once again talking to you from the corridor as the courtroom is emptying. We hope that you'll join with us again when we return for the next session of Order in the Court.